As MRC-TV readers and viewers likely know, last week I reported on a breaking story that offered a rare kind of personal satisfaction. Journalist Matt Taibbi has brought to global attention what I and a few others have been telling people on and off since 2016, that the U.S. government has used a clearly unconstitutional statute called the Portman-Murphy Countering Foreign Propaganda Act to fund media organizations willing to spread the Fed's preferred propaganda. And now we're finding out that the Feds also were involved in trying to squelch conservative and pro-liberty opinions. Hi everyone, I'm Gardner Goldsmith for MRC-TV. Indeed, Matt Taibbi has successfully connected the funding from Portman-Murphy passed in late 2016 to a March 2016 Obama-era executive order establishing what was called the Global Engagement Center, or GEC. And when the funding for that EO came together from Portman-Murphy to begin operations of the GEC was run by interests tied to the Department of Defense, the United States Agency for International Development, USAID, the Central Intelligence Agency, the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, DARPA, the Department of Homeland Security, the FBI, and others. Now, another shoe has dropped. And it not only lands at the feet of Portman-Murphy, the GEC, and a giant corporation, it has a direct bearing on the day-to-day work we at MRC-TV have done and what you, the viewers and readers of our work, so diligently have supported. Theodore Bunker reports for Newsmax that the left-biased, web-connected fact-checking service called NewsGuard was, without our knowledge, receiving money from that GEC. Quote, NewsGuard, a left-wing media monitoring organization which claims to rate the credibility of news websites, was awarded nearly $750,000 from the Department of Defense in 2021, according to publicly available records. Now, those who personally know us at MRC-TV are aware that NewsGuard is affiliated with Microsoft's Edge browser. And repeatedly, NewsGuard has taken up our time with frivolous claims of so-called fake news reporting that they at NewsGuard would have used to suppress both the MRC-TV reach and the ability of MRC-TV to attract potential advertisement or donations from people who would be interested in donating. And I and many others at MRC-TV have had to devote countless hours responding to spurious claims from NewsGuard on subjects such as my own reports on the boogeyman of anthropogenic climate change. These exchanges, they usually see us forced to go back through reports that we have written, show the officious censors at NewsGuard that if they bothered to click the hyperlinks on our stories, they would find everything cited, and then hope that they might learn about real facts existing outside their left-dominated worldview. Bunker continues, quote, the revelation comes in the latest Twitter Files post by Matt Taibbi. In a series of posts detailing internal communications among Twitter executives, Taibbi suggests a collaboration of government and the company of what appears to be a coordinated effort to censor or slant information available to the public and individuals, particularly conservatives. Boy, kudos to Mr. Taibbi and others for digging through all those Twitter files, including the federal government emails to Twitter. And thanks to him for his work tracing the trails of breadcrumbs and tax money leading back to the GEC, DOD, and in the end, Portman-Murphy. As Taibbi noted in his Twitter thread on the revelations, quote, some NGOs, non-governmental organizations, like the GEC-funded Global Disinformation Index or the DoD-funded NewsGuard, not only seek content moderation, but apply subjective risk or reliability scores to media outlets, which can result in reduction of revenue. Bunker encapsulates Taibbi's findings. Quote, government records show a purchase order from the Department of Defense amounting to $749,387, with the recipient listed as NewsGuard Technologies Incorporated. Also listed, a start date of September 7th, 2021, and an end date of December 8th, 2022. The company's ratings have been used by advertising agencies such as Publix Group and Magnite, as well as the Pentagon and the American Federation of Teachers. NewsGuard is a for-profit company founded in 2018 by Steve Brill, a media entrepreneur who has also been a longtime and prolific Democratic Party supporter, including having made donations to former Presidents Barack Obama, Bill Clinton, and Senator Chuck Schumer. Which means that MRC-TV, readers, and you viewers have been forced to pay the people suppressing our reach. Bunker notes that we have been trying to sound the alarm about NewsGuard's bias even before we knew they were getting our tax cash. Quote, the Media Research Center has examined NewsGuard's ratings system and found the service continually favors left-wing and liberal news outlets as trusted and negatively rates conservative ones as not reliable. NewsGuard negatively rates leading conservative outlets like Washington Times, Newsmax, Breitbart, Federalist, Epoch Times, Red State, PragerU, Daily Wire, and others. Finally, Bunker observes NewsGuard's lame defense of its taking giant mountains of tax cash to suppress the spread of information. Quote, NewsGuard has been inaccurately described as a U.S. government-funded agency, which is like saying Verizon is government-funded because some government agencies pay for its phone services, company spokesman Matt Skibinski said in an email. NewsGuard is a for-profit business. We sell licenses to clients to access our data about misinformation and disinformation sources and narratives. While most of our licenses are in the private sector, some government entities license our data about state-sponsored disinformation campaigns targeting Western democracies from places like China, Venezuela, and Russia. We are proud that our data is useful in countering Chinese and Russian disinformation on behalf of Western democracies. Anyone familiar with the Media Research Center at MRC-TV knows that this is utterly laughable. And anyone familiar with fascism, the blending of government and corporate power at the expense of private property, free speech, and individual freedom, well, anyone who's familiar with fascism knows what exactly they are seeing in this cozy ideological and monetary relationship that Mr. Taibbi thankfully has revealed. Thank you again, Mr. Taibbi, and thank you, MRC supporters. We're seeing the curtains pulled back, and the insects behind it are scrambling under the light of truth. Hey, by the way, talking about scrambling, a lot of people are scrambling at YouTube right now, realizing how many folks are switching over to Rumble. At least I suspect they are. They probably aren't happy about it. So please visit us at Rumble, where they don't censor us. And of course, we're still at YouTube, where they do censor us. You'll find us also in Facebook, which is always hopping, the MRC-TV Facebook group. And you can find us at Twitter, at TikTok, and Instagram, and on Parler. And if you want to find me, I'm at Gardner Goldsmith on Gab and at Gard Goldsmith on Twitter. And if you get the opportunity, please visit mrctv.org and think about contributing to the Media Research Center in what is, as you can see, a very intense fight. For MRC-TV, I'm Gardner Goldsmith.